tonight? Would you say amen? Amen. Can we start with this chorus? Fill my cup, Lord. I lift it up, Lord. Would you stand with me? Come and quench this thirsting of my soul. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Fill my cup, fill it up, and make me whole. Can we sing again? Fill my cup, Lord. I lift it up, Lord. Come and quench this thirsting of my soul. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Fill my cup, fill it up, and make me whole. Lord Jesus, you're with us tonight, and we're grateful. Oh God, order this service according to your divine will and for your highest purpose. Move among us tonight, I pray. Thank you for this record-sized kids choir that we have that's going to sing tonight. Thank you, Lord, for what you're doing here at Beach Grove Independent Nazarene Church. God, anoint this service with your presence and speak to us tonight. In Jesus' name I pray. And all God's people said, Amen. Amen. I want you to take your Sing to the Lord songbook. I like these worship sequences. And I want us to turn to song number 377 and sing this worship sequence that goes into song number 378. Every once in a while, I want to be reminded of how wonderful it is to be a Christian, don't you? Amen. It's a wonderful privilege to be a child of God. We sometimes, if we're not careful, can get in such a routine and in such a rut that we forget how wonderful it is to know Jesus. And I don't want to ever get over that thrill. Amen? So let's, you want to give us that introduction there, sight reading, Sister Jill, and then we'll sing these first two verses, and then we'll move on over to the next song, and we'll sing 3 verses over there. And if you're watching online, you can sing with us. We're going to sing the song Wonderful, and then we're going to sing the song He's a Wonderful Savior to Me. So let's sing it together.
Jesus is
You may be seated. Well, kids choir. Can you sing that good? The adults, the old people were really singing tonight. You know that? So it's your turn. All right? And you know what? We're going to have to share some mics tonight, aren't we? That's a good problem to have. If you are glad to see, how many of them are there? 10. If you're glad to see 10 kids choir, say amen and give them a round of applause. All right. God bless you all as you sing. Who wants to use Pastor Don's mic? Okay. Pretty special. We're going to share, right? We're going to be okay with sharing, right? You two going to share? Okay. All right. You guys going to share? Okay. If you're glad to see these new members of the kids choir, will you say amen? Amen. How you feel about it? I'm tempted to sing with you. Can I I'm not quite sure that last song was theologically correct. I think the Thompson family needs to go home and have a conversation about if you build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ, it won't go splat. Splat is more fun to say, isn't it? Oh, have mercy. Oh, I enjoyed that. Hallelujah. And kids' choir is growing. Thank the Lord, that is exciting news. Well, let's have some testimonies tonight. Brother Hires, if you would help me, Brother Anderson, if you would help me over here. And Sunday was a good day, wasn't it? I would assume that there would be those who would like to testify, and Bob is already on his feet. So it's 1-0 over here on this side, precious brother, already. So go ahead, Brother Bob.
It's always great to be in God's house on Wednesday night. And I'd just like to say that it seemed like I went through one of the most devastating times in my entire life. But I had the privilege of spending 47 years and 4 days with Pamela. And so I went to God in prayer and I asked Him to help me. And He blessed me with another wonderful companion to spend life with. It's a great privilege and it's an honor. It's a responsibility. And I love the Lord. I love the Lord supremely. I thank God that He's helped me through this very difficult time. And I love Tiffany.
Man. All right.
Well, I love the Lord supremely. That song, Wonderful Savior, that's my testimony. The Lord is wonderful to me, and I love Him and want to serve Him.
Amen. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Somebody was about to get on their feet. Sister, well, he's wandering around over here like he's lost. That's okay. Go ahead, Brother Terry.
I'm glad tonight. I like that old song. I'd rather be an old-time Christian, Lord, than anything I know. Amen. As you get older, you appreciate the Lord even more. Because you know one of these days you're going to get to see Him face to face. And I'm looking forward to that. Not everybody can say that doesn't know the Lord. And I feel sorry for them, but you know, we can only do so much. They have to do their part. But I'm glad the Lord looked down on me and chose me.
Amen. Amen. Thank the Lord. Sister, go ahead. Amen.
This song has meant a lot to me. All the way my Savior leads me. What have I to ask beside? Can I doubt His tender mercy? Who through life has been my guide. Heavenly peace, divinest comfort, here by faith to dwell, in Him to dwell. For I know whatever befalls me, Jesus has all things.
Amen.
I love it tonight with all my heart.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. That is a wonderful, wonderful little hymn. Sister Dawn.
I'm grateful how the Lord comes alongside us during our days and puts a song in our heart. And He put the song in my heart today. I'm going to make it. He's already said that I would. He walks beside me and heaven is in my view. And I'm thankful that God is faithful to us when He knows what's in our heart. And sometimes the trials and things come in, but He always, always, always is faithful to me. And I love Him with all my heart.
Amen. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Brother, well, let's, since he's up here, we don't want him to have to run all the way back. Go ahead. Go ahead, Linda.
Well, Den and I have been on a journey for a few years, searching for something, not knowing what it was. And in February, we were watching a sermon, and it was called Weepers and Warriors. And we watched it, and we said, wow, that's what we're missing. And so the next day, I was sitting in bed, and I was just sitting there thinking about what we had watched, and it was like God was saying, Linda, are you going to do anything I tell you to do? And if He had asked me for a specific thing, I could have just, reasoned how I could do it, how I could make it work, and just go, yeah, I could do that. But instead, it was kind of like writing a blank check. just like you sign it, and I'm gonna fill in the amount. Are you gonna give me everything? And it was just like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that, I'm gonna do that. And then that same day, Dan, we're watching a sermon and we're like, wow, this is crazy. This is different than anything we've had. We've had a religion, and I was, Whitefield said something. He said, long was I lulled to sleep. Long was I lulled into a false peace. I thought that I was a Christian when I knew nothing of the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's how I was. I knew nothing of him. I did not actually have a relationship with him. It was just a religion. And I'm just so thankful for everything he's done. And I love him so much. He's so real. And now I want to tell everyone that's like me that grew up in thinking that it's a religion and it's about works and it's about this outward appearance. I want to be a light to them and say, no, it's not about that. There's something that he does on the inside, and it's not because of you. It's because of him, and you can't take credit for it. If there's anything good in me, it's because he gave it to me. And I'm just so thankful, and I love him so much.
Praise God. Praise God. Brother Romans. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ethan.
I want to thank the Lord tonight about how he's blessed me. He's been helping me a lot through this spring and this COVID, and he's just been helping me a lot.
Amen. Thank the Lord.
Amen. Brother Bates, the songs we sang tonight were wonderful, but you missed what was right in front of it, the scripture. Give thanks unto the Lord for his unfailing love and his wonderful deeds for men. For he satisfies the thirsty, fills the hungry with good things.
Amen.
Sing to him, sing praise to him, tell of his wonderful acts. I love him with all my heart.
Praise God. Amen. Thank the Lord. Amen. I think Ella Rose is standing up and she's got her hand in the air, so I think she wants to testify.
He is the best.
Jesus is the best. That's right. Hallelujah. That's wonderful. Sister Ruby.
I'm sorry. Okay. This song has been going through my mind this week. Through the o'er the mountains rough and steep, through the valleys long and deep, we are walking in the beautiful light of God. To the mansions of delight, to the land where comes no night, thank the Lord. We're walking in the beautiful light of God.
Praise God.
And that's what I'm trying to do. And I just had a scripture this week. Unto the upright there arises a light in the darkness. So we just need to keep walking in the light. And
Praise
the Lord
God.
will lead us.
Praise God. Do you know that? Well, let's sing acapella. Over mountains rough and steep, through the valleys long and deep, we are walking in the beautiful light of God. To the mansions of delight, to the land where comes no night, we are walking in the beautiful light of God. Sister Mary.
I love the Lord tonight also, and I really appreciated those messages Sunday. The Sunday morning, the message with the baby dedication and all, and how you just worked that right in with the whole message. I really appreciated that. And then the evening service, when the young people took over, that was wonderful too. I really loved it, and the message was great. The music was wonderful. And it just amazes me how they just make it flow, just looks so easy to them and everything. But anyway, he saved me, he sanctified me, he keeps me, I love him with all my heart. I try to witness to others, and I know the Lord gives me the right things to say to the right ones. And I've been working with my brother, our brother. He's been coming over every day, and he has a procedure he's got to go through, which is very simple, but he is making it into a mountain, which I've been trying to cut that mountain down for him each day. And so I think I'm working pretty good on it. But anyway, I've asked the Lord for help, and he's given me the right things to say to him that it doesn't upset him. He's scared enough, so anyway. But I love him with all my heart, and I'm going to serve him till I die, and I want to take others with me.
Amen. Praise God. Who's next? Brother Josh.
I'm thankful tonight for the hope that we have in Jesus. That
Amen.
whatever tests or circumstances like we're in, we anchor ourselves for hope that is steadfast and sure. We don't have to wonder if His promises are true, but we can anchor ourselves to the surety of Christ Jesus all the time.
Praise God. Sister Lucy.
Well, glad to be back
I'm
home.
glad you're back.
We took a long trip Monday, a week ago. We drove 10 hours to South Missouri. Spent the week with my sis, who we had to help her turn 70. Little sis. But then Monday, we turned around and drove 10 hours, 10 and a half hours back home. Now that's walking with the Lord, walking in the light and doing a lot of riding. I ain't doing driving. George and Dad and our son Brian. We just thank the Lord he went along. He used to be a trucker, and he is a good driver. So I thank the Lord that we had a safe trip.
Amen.
Just only one time did we come close to danger, but God was with us. And last Sunday morning, we were in a small country church. There were 11 people there, including us, but God came.
Amen.
And you know, it just makes all the difference in the world when he comes.
That's right.
And then Sunday night for church, we drove to Kansas. Went to a church there that was booming. It was full of people, and they ended with prayer. It was just so good. And you know, but I was homesick to get back home. I know we were late tonight, but it didn't matter. We were coming. I'm just so glad to have that. You know, some people dread to go to church. They wish they didn't have to. But I love to go to church. I really do. And I enjoy these testimonies. I just praise the Lord for saving and sanctifying me and keeping me.
Praise God.
Amen.
Thank the Lord. Who's next? These are good testimonies tonight. Yes, ma'am.
I'm thankful for Jesus tonight. I'm thankful for everything he means to me. And recently, he's been really real to me and really close, and I love him. I want to grow.
Amen. Listen, when do you head to college? Next Saturday. So this Sunday is your last Sunday at church for a while, isn't it? Brett's going to Hope Sound Bible College, right? We're going to miss you, but we wish you well, and we know that you will represent us well. So tell our friends down there we said hello. If you're going to pray for Brittany at Hope Sound, would you say amen? Amen. Amen. All right, anyone else? I'm not sure what this amen was over here for Brittany. Leaving for is that what it was? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Represent Brittany.
Okay. Testify, my friend.
I want to praise the Lord tonight. For 23 years, I fought a battle against myself that I couldn't win and I couldn't find my way out of. But thank the Lord, on February 17th of this year, the Lord sanctified my heart and won that battle for me. All I had to do was turn to Him and give it over to Him, and He was there to meet me, and He's met me every step of the way. And I just thank Him and praise Him.
Praise God. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Amen. Anyone else? These have been. Go ahead, bro.
messages was about using, our gifts. And I was, being in the car, and I stopped going, and my grandma kind of stopped going because my grandma, and she's fallen like 3 times in the past year. She's had spills, she's had a lot of problems, and I just felt like, someone needed to be with her, and as long as possible before, church started. And, God was speaking to me, just having, during the service, God was just speaking to me, and I went home, had my devotions, I prayed, and I said, okay, Lord, when we back in the car, I will. Just take care of Grandma. Well, Satan just started trying to discourage me. Grandma had a spill. She, her hip is just, I know because she's 89, but still just concerned for her. And, before I leave for work, I check to make sure she's breathing. And, I just feel like, Satan was just really just trying to discourage me from, to go, So, I'm just like, Lord, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna keep on going to choir. Lord, you just gotta take care of her. I've had to pick her up. One time she fell in the bathroom, I picked her up, and then, she got this pacemaker, and, we came to church, and you told us, like, hey, your grandma fell, and we had to go turn around and go back and pick her up, and it took a couple of us. I was scared to pick her up because I figured, with that pacemaker and in her chest, I might set it off or something. I was just scared to, pick her up. And so Satan's just been really trying to discourage me, and I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna use my talents for the Lord. And I was just, concerned for my grandma. I wanted to make sure she's all right. Just feel like, stay sitting. We'll be back. Don't get up, Make sure she has everything that she needs. And, I do want to use my talents for the Lord.
Amen. Amen. Listen, bro, don't feel badly about taking care of your grandma. God wants us to care for those who are in need, especially the elderly, especially how we treat the weakest among us is a pretty good indication as to the kind of people we are. Don't never feel bad about it. God bless you for what you're doing, and the Lord will richly reward you for what you're doing. And I applaud you for what you're doing. I mean that, my brother. Anyone else?
Brother Bates, I got one right here.
Okay.
I just feel like that I need to say that I love the Lord tonight, and I'm thankful for all of His blessings on me. Sometimes we don't know where things are going to go, but I do know who's rocking or who's guiding my boat. So.
Amen. Praise God. He's in control. Thank the Lord. We don't always know. Go ahead, my brother.
Brother Bates, I listened to a song, and I about wore the song out, and I really enjoyed it. It's about the stranger coming down a dusty road for my Savior. But in that song, it says, Jesus is talking, and He says, all power of heaven and earth belongs to me. All power of heaven and earth belongs to me. I'm so glad. He's so powerful.
Praise God.
When you have Him on your side, you have all power.
That's right.
And I praise His name. Glad to be saved and sanctified. Praise Him.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? These have been good testimonies. Does anyone else want to testify? I don't want to cheat anyone out of the testimony. I want to talk to you a little bit. Not preach to you, but I do want to talk to you a little bit. I might preach to you a little bit. But anyone else have a testimony? Thank you, brothers, for your help. We're gonna look to the Lord in prayer shortly. But can I just give you a word of advice that sometimes I need to hear myself. Near the end of of the entire Word of God. In the very last chapter, the last Holy Spirit inspired writing that we have. Listen, let me be clear about something. We believe this is God's inspired word. Amen. Bottom line. We don't make any apologies by doing the very best that we can to honor God's word and to stand by God's word. But in the very last chapter, chapter 22 of the book of Revelation, there's a couple verses of Scripture that I don't know that I fully understand. You've probably noticed that I don't preach very much from the book of Revelation because every time I've seen a preacher try to get prophetic, God has proven him wrong. And I don't ever want to be that preacher that gets up and makes a rash statement. I tried to encourage a fellow one time to be cautious and careful because the Old Testament is pretty clear that if a prophet prophesies something and it doesn't come to pass, that person is to be labeled a false prophet. Amen. That's what the Bible says. So I try not to make rash statements, although sometimes I do, especially when I'm tired. I can't help myself at times, but I have asked the Lord to help me. But I don't fully understand the meaning of these two verses, but I'm going to share them with you because I wonder sometimes if this isn't where we live. Here's what it says. Verse 10 of Revelation chapter 22 says, "And he saith unto me, Seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still." I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to tell you what I'm concerned it means. I'm concerned that it speaks of polarization. I'm concerned that it speaks of a time that maybe in which you and I live, where there are people who will be holy, and there will be people who will be righteous, and there will be people who will be unjust, and there will be people who will be filthy. Now, Pastor Don, you're treading on thin ice. You're speculating something. I know it. I'm not trying to, but I want to make a point. I am afraid that we live in the most polarized society we've ever lived in. We all have opinions about everything, don't we? You know what I've discovered? We all think we're right about our opinions. And another unfortunate fact that I have discovered as a pastor is that I'm afraid that there are times when you're not going to confuse people with the facts. I do wonder sometimes if we're not living in that period that the writer was talking about when he said, this is what it's going to be in the last day. Why would you say that, Pastor Don? Because I want all of us to be careful. I caught a snippet. I don't care one bit about the Olympics this time around. I'm going to admit it. I don't care. I normally am waving the flag and shouting hallelujah and hoping the United States of America wins every time. Normally, that's where I am. But the social wokeness that has taken over our nation, and the Olympics, and the godless, vile U.S. women's soccer team that I have absolutely no respect for, most of them. And people that kneel during our national anthem, I don't think they should be representing the United States. In my opinion. You're going to represent me, then you stand for the anthem and you stand for our flag. That's what I expect. Because you're representing me. And yet, there was a lady named Simone, I can't think of her last name, Biles, is that right? She's allegedly one of the most incredible gymnasts ever. And she withdrew for her own mental health. Now, kind of the rest of that story is she is so good that it appears they changed the rules to make the playing field more level, because she literally physically was doing things that other competitors could not do. Now that's fact. Now why she pulled out, I don't know, But here's what I noticed. There were no middle of the road opinions about Simone. People either thought it was awful that she did what she did, and they just ripped her apart, or people thought it was the greatest thing in the world and they were lauding her. And both opinions were so passionate that it dawned on me, people are going to believe what they want to believe. And you're not going to confuse them with the facts. You hear me? Yes, sir. In the midst of change and in the midst of this world in which we live, folks, let's be careful. Now we all have opinions. But God help me not to live a polarized life. Right? Yes. God also help me to be willing to listen to reason and instruction and correction, and not fall in such a polarized category that no one can reason with me about anything. I don't want to be that person. Let me tell you something. Neither do you. Well, you're so quiet, it's scary. And some of you got your heads down like, oh, dear Lord, have mercy, Pastor Don. Pray and get us out of here. No, I'm being serious. God, help me. Help me to be careful with my opinions. Help me be careful with what I say. Help me to not be so polarized that I can't be reasoned with about anything. Who are you preaching at, Pastor Don? All of us. I don't want to be in that category. Pastor Don, are you sure that's what Revelation 22 means? No, I'm not sure. But that's what's going to happen one of these days. And we're living in a world where people are so entrenched in their own way. Look at some of the lascivious, godless things that are being thrown at us. Look at critical race theory. Look at all of the perversions that we now have 128 genders. Are you kidding me? And we're being forced to embrace it because you're not allowed to look at someone like Nathan did and say, you're wrong. And dear people, we still need God's Word. We still need Holy Spirit-filled preaching. We still need to be open to the voice of the Holy Spirit. And we still need to live in such a way that we're not so opinionated and so polarized in our opinion that we allow the devil to create wedges in our lives and our relationships because you don't see it exactly like I see it. God help me. God help me not to live that scripture out in Revelation chapter 22 unless I'm in the righteous and holy crowd. But it mentions other people that weren't. I don't want to be a polarizing individual. I'm controversial, I'll admit it. But I don't want to be so polarized that I'm so opinionated that I think I'm absolutely right about everything. Because I'm not. Amen? Amen. Okay, let's pray. I have several prayer requests I want to share with you. Let's continue to pray for Joyce Howe, that God would be with her and help her. Connie Joslin had surgery and she's still convalescing, and Dennis is home with her and they're tuned in tonight. So God bless you, Dennis and Connie, and we miss you. And Connie, we are praying for you. We want you to know that. Continue to pray for Ray Haas, that God would help him. And he's going through a season of grief that we're all too familiar with. Let's pray for Ray, that God would help him. Pray for us. Lord willing, Friday morning, we're going to fly away for about 6 days. And Pastor Don needs a break bad. Don't say amen. No, you can say amen. I wish you would, really. If you think Pastor Don needs a break, say amen. So we're going to get away and try to sleep a little bit. Sleep is good every once in a while. Did you know that? It is good. So pray for us that the Lord will keep us safe. And Brother John Anderson is going to preach for me both services Sunday. So you be here and you boost him, and you just trust the Lord to help us. And we'll be back, Lord willing, next Friday afternoon. So you pray that God will keep us safe and we'll get our batteries recharged. And, I never, in my old life, 1 week a year was good enough. Well, I'm getting older and more responsibilities kind of mean that maybe 2 weeks is important to recharge the batteries. So I thank you for your understanding, and you pray for us that the Lord will keep us in his care and we'll have a good time. And we won't see any snakes. Amen? Don't want to see any snakes. Do you have prayer requests that you want to mention before we pray? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Sarah got a phone call just about a little boy that we had at the daycare babysitting quite often, and the dad died this evening, and he just needs a lot of prayer along with the ball.
All right, let's remember this request. Who else has a prayer request? Yes.
I have an aunt. Her name is Colleen. She's had the COVID, then she had a shot, then she had a stroke, then she got another shot, and right now she's at home wishing she could die.
Oh.
So please pray for her. She is 2 years older than me.
Oh.
And the little boy, Marcus, we had a great prayer session. The family gathered in and friends. When I called them in, they all gathered together. We prayed for the little guy. And Dawn's daughter, the problem he has, it sounds like he's got the same thing going on in his life.
Okay.
So appreciate your continued prayers for him.
All right, let's remember this. Many of you, Wednesday night after Wednesday night, we've been praying for Annie, and you know she passed away a week ago tonight. While we were here in church, shortly thereafter she passed away. Annie's funeral is Saturday. Please pray for my cousin Tammy and her son Matthew. It was Matthew's wife Annie that passed away. Please pray for them, that God would undertake and help them. Would you just play Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound That Saved a Wretch Like Me? Folks, let's gather in and pray. Anybody else have a prayer request that you want to mention tonight? Let's all gather in. Let's pray for those who aren't with us tonight. We're missing several, especially right here in this middle section. Let's pray for them. Let's ask God to help us. Let's ask God to help us this weekend. Let's thank the Lord for how He's helping over in the school. Things are coming together the floors down in the bathrooms, and God is helping us. Let's just ask the Lord to help us tonight. Lord Jesus, we thank you for your goodness to us tonight in this prayer meeting. We thank you for the sense of your presence that we've sensed in our midst tonight. Oh God, we thank you for these testimonies. We thank you for these notes of victory. Jesus, we're grateful for your presence and your help. We thank you for Kids Choir, Lord. Oh God, thank you that you're blessing our church, that you're growing our church, and you're helping us. God, we need your grace tonight. We pray that you would pour your grace and help into us, Jesus. Oh God, in every stress and strain of life, we need your grace. We need your help. We're trusting you to help us, Lord. We lift Joyce out to you tonight. We pray that you would touch her and help her this evening, Jesus. Oh God, continue to comfort her heart. We pray for Ray Haas tonight, that you would touch and help him. And we pray that you would comfort him and give him grace, blessed Jesus. And we pray for Connie Joslin tonight, that you would touch and help her. We pray that you would give her complete recovery, Lord. And we pray for Annie's family tonight. Oh God, this Saturday they'll lay to rest a 25-year-old young lady. Oh God, it seems so unfair that she would lose her life at this young age. But God, we know that you know all things. We know that you are God, and we trust her into your care. We pray for Matthew tonight that you would help him, and we pray for Tammy, and we pray for Caleb, and we pray for Annie's family. Lord, we do not know them, but God, I pray that you would be with them and help them and touch them and keep them in your care. Oh God, I pray for us that you would keep us in your care as we try to get away for a few days and refresh and recharge our batteries, Lord. And we pray you refresh our spirits and touch our minds and touch our bodies and touch our hearts and help us, Jesus. Oh God, continue to bless our church. Continue to help us, I pray, for Jesus' sake. Oh God, move in our midst, I pray. Lord, again I ask that in every stress and strain of life you would pour grace into us. Oh God, we don't have answers for every twist and turn of life, but we trust you and we ask you for grace. So give us of your grace, give us of your wisdom, give us of your help. Oh God, help us to be a people that's kind and considerate. And Lord, we think about Adam's testimony tonight. And oh God, he's given this responsibility of taking care of his grandmother. God bless him for what he's doing. Encourage his heart, I pray. Oh God, we pray for other requests that were mentioned. This young man, Lord, we pray for Ronnie Romans' relative that desperately needs you. Touch them and help them tonight, I pray. Oh God, we know there are unspoken requests and there are burdens here tonight that only you can touch and help. And oh God, there are problems that need solved that only you can solve. Help them tonight, I pray, for Jesus' sake. Oh God, keep us in your care as we leave this place. Draw us near and close to you. Bless in the service this Sunday, I pray. Touch us and help us for Jesus' sake.